Hey guys, today's tip from Tara is about avoiding pulling your hair out with chaos right before closing. Let me paint the scenario for you and a quick scripting change you can use to make your life a lot easier and avoid stressing out your clients. So here's the scenario. We know this closing disclosure, the CD, has to go out and be signed by the borrower, acknowledged by the borrower 3 days prior to closing. If it's not signed in time, you can't close by law. So the scenario is your lender has not sent the CD and now you're at the last day that it can go out. So normally then the lender may communicate to the buyer, hey, I'm sending you the CD. It has to be signed by midnight tonight in order for us to close on time. Then they don't send it till after 5 o'clock and the buyer gets it and there's something on there that is not right, or they think it's not right. Maybe there is something missing on the CD. Maybe it's not what they expected. They have concerns, but now they feel like, oh my gosh, but I have to sign it before midnight to close on time, but I can't sign it because it's not correct. So what happens? They start blowing up your phone. Now you're trying to reach the lender. It's last minute chaos and stress for everybody involved. One quick scripting change you can use to help avoid this situation, that is this. Yes, Mr. Buyer, absolutely, we do need you to acknowledge receipt of the closing disclosure by midnight today. But rest assured, we will not go to the closing table until you are confident and comfortable with all the figures on the final CD. Acknowledging receipt of this document does not mean that we can't continue to update it and correct it and get it just so prior to closing. So please go ahead and log in, acknowledge receipt of the document, but we will not close until those figures are exactly what you expect and what you are comfortable with. Make sense? So they are not signing that these are the final figures. They're signing to acknowledge receipt of the document, which can still be changed between then and closing. Now, more details for those of you who are going to stick around for the details. As far as those changes that can be made after the buyer gets their CD, they can't be drastic changes. We can't change the interest rate. We can't raise the borrower's fees, anything like that. But can we update the seller contribution because the lender maybe didn't have the most recent amendment? Maybe there's a walkthrough and you guys add a seller contribution at the last minute. Maybe the lender didn't know about your brokerage fee and they had not shown it on the CD yet. So all of these changes can be made after that 3-day acknowledged receipt by the buyer. So hopefully you can use this to reduce some stress, provide some calm to the situation, and remember that phrase where acknowledging receipt, changes can still be made. It's all going to be okay. And of course, if you're working with my team, we routinely send that initial CD 7 days ahead. Then the borrower doesn't even have to sign to acknowledge it. We avoid a lot of that last minute stress, and our scripting is always going to be, hey, you're signing to acknowledge receipt, and we aren't going to close until everything is to your satisfaction. So hope that helps, and of course we are always here to help. And guys, if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe below and leave me a comment. Let me know if you've ever had to deal with this kind of last minute chaos and if you think this would help.